Wish I.
Um, obviously we wanted to come away with 3 points, but I think it was just hard for us to be able to finish, actions. Obviously we had the opportunities to go and, finish, but we weren't as lethal as we want to be. So happy that we were able to come out with a point, but also not happy that we couldn't come up with 3 points, trying to fight for that supporter shield. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm running and I'm trying to score, and I just at that moment I was just me. I saw the ball and I just ran as fast as I could to it. I got a head onto it, and I think now after that goal, obviously, when you get hit in the head, you don't feel the best, but um, I had to go through it. I had still had about 30, 40 minutes, 30, 20 minutes left in the game. So, it was just me thugging it out and be able to I think as a team, obviously we wanted more, be able to go away with 3 points. Um, obviously, like I said, we had chances that we, couldn't specifically finish. But now I think it's just us being able to, go on video, work on what we need to do, that we want to grade on in the game and be able to, go home next week and get the 3 points. I think for us, it's just, to be more calm. I feel like sometimes, when we're up a man, and it's a tie game or we're losing, it's our trigger to just go and just shoot or pass wherever we need. But I feel like in those situations, make them tired, be able to run them out and then be able to, attack. I feel like in those situations, sometimes we rush a little more than we have to. Just be able to go and be calm and be more lethal, more specific and more precise in those situations. I mean, yeah, I feel like, all season with national team and Orlando, I think, I've been, one of my strong suits is being able to go forward. And in this game allowed me to be able to go forward more than often, and I think for me, it's just being able to go forward and I'll be, more precise in my passes and be, finish chances, obviously. It's just now me, if I'm getting those situations, just me being able to, capitalize on it. So I feel like, in this game, it was, obviously how a ton of chances I feel like I could have done better on. But at the end of the day, it's just me looking back and, trying to fix everything I can to be able to do it, perfect it on Saturday. Yeah, I feel like, we need to be patient. I feel like it's something that we need to work on, just be patient, be able to choose our moments when to go and when to keep the ball. I think that goes back to the question talking about the 10 men. They sat back very low, and I think just us being more patient and being able to go and attack when we need to, but not every time, and I feel like we've been through that a lot this season when people stay back because they know how lethal we are offensively, and it's just something that we need to learn is to move the ball quicker and be able to shift the line and then be able to break it when they're unorganized.
Um, yeah, we have reasons to feel frustrated tonight for not achieving the objective of winning the game and get the 3 points, especially after we tie the game and we have one more player, and that feeling is there. But at the same time, I want to recognize that from the first minute, I thought Orlando dictated the tempo and the pace of the game and the majority of the options and many other plays that we could have scored as well has to be evaluated on this frustration. Is part of the game. We have to polish in the last third again and be the team that we are. when we create the options and scoring, that's what makes you win games. But other than that, I thought the behavior of the boys tactically and the overall game, it was, as you all saw it, very dominant for Orlando. At this point of the season, when we're getting almost on with 30 games on our shoulders, we have got these experiences before. What happened is that in those experiences and the ones that we remember, in a good way, we were very lethal in the box, and those chances and those shots that we had, and they finish in the goal. So at the end of the day, that's the difference on just being precise on that part. And today, with the volume and with the chances, with the options and all those things, we have to consider that we were not precise on that last shot. It was not even the last pass; it was the last shot, and could have make a big difference in the game. But still, it's part of the game. I think is the way you win games on scoring, and we couldn't do it today. Jordan is great news for us today. After a long period of recuperation, I see that one player that we saw before that injury. So he found his rhythm, and today I thought he connected the way we needed. It wasn't a special moment for us because we depend a lot of that creativity from that position, and he gave us that pass that we needed. And so we're happy with it, and it's good that you ask because the game brought us a very positive things. The only thing and the most important one is that we couldn't score that one goal that make us add 3 points, but the overall performance of the team, I have to say that I like it, and that detail that you mentioned, the performance of Jordan, is a great news for the team. Another good news I've seen on seeing Duncan totally recovered from his surgeries. Uh, the other part is that he can re-engage with the group, get his timing, get his touch, and get what he has, that characteristic that when he has one or two chances, he put it back in the net. And it's obvious today. We were expecting that to happen, but you all know that that requires a couple games. But today, his performance tell us that he's recovered, that he's good, and that he needs minutes too. So it was good to see him again with the group. I would like, I wanted to see him scoring, obviously, because that was what we needed, but has to know that he came from a long period of recovery. Sí, pues estamos con esa sensación, porque los jugadores yo los veo en el vestidor igual, ¿cierto? Con una sensación de frustración de no haber marcado 3 puntos hoy y marcar el gol que necesitábamos, sobre todo porque teníamos una ventaja numérica después del empate que hicimos con Freeman y además porque jugamos un muy buen partido, especialmente en ese primer tiempo, que yo creo que dominamos a un equipo que venía jugando bien y que venía reaccionando a un sistema distinto. A mí me gustó mucho el equipo, pero hoy nos faltó esa letalidad que es lo que importa en el juego. Esa es la parte de frustración con la que nos vamos a ir de DC. Pero es muy claro, tenés 27 opciones de gol o por lo menos tenés 27 chances para crear una opción clara de gol, como lo hicimos, y no estábamos muy finos para definir. Entonces, pues toca aceptar eso, tratar de ver el lado positivo y saber que la única manera de avanzar es ir a ganar en casa la próxima semana.